I guess after you guys got down 1-0, you kind of came with an onslaught, the 6-run inning, then the 7-run inning. What is it about you guys' team that allows you to just keep having these big innings like that, just explode on these teams like you are?
Start with Riley, please.
I think we just think past the bat and trust that our teammates, everyone's gonna get the job done. So mainly just passing the bat and trusting each other.
Tiare?
I think just trusting our preparation. We've been working really hard on it, so just sticking to our game plan, grab the momentum, and then just take it from there.
Go Ryan.
Ryan Aber from the Oklahoma, and for Riley, Jana, and Tiare, specifically, what kind of adjustments did you make after those first couple innings? Daniel Williams seemed to use that changeup a lot, work the inside corner of the plate quite a bit, and what was the change there that allowed you to turn things around?
Start with Tiare, please.
I think just adjusting our timing. You saw we were a little out in front earlier in the game. We had to adjust to our changeup because it's a really good changeup. So just later in the game, switching up our timing a little bit.
Jana?
Yeah, I would say really just focusing on hitting the ball, letting it get deep and just hitting it to right field because we were early all game, and I think letting the atmosphere get to you, you just have to breathe and stick to the process.
Riley?
Same what they said. I think the main thing that Charlie said, like dialing it down one pitch at a time and not rushing ourselves.
Go Clay.
Yeah, Clay Warning, extra inning softball, TRA. I'm gonna dig a little deeper on your grand slam. I don't know, you guys weren't getting good swings against that changeup. I don't know if she threw 2 consecutive fastballs. And so were you sitting on the pitch? Were you sitting changeup, adjusting the fastball by that point?
I was in a sitting changeup. I kind of just stuck to my timing like I did, and then I kind of had a feeling that it was going to come first pitch, so I saw the ball up in the zone and just went from there.
Go to Eric.
Eric Bailey with the Tulsa World. This is for Hope and Jana. I want to ask both you guys, just the crowd went nuts when Jordy came in. I just want to know, Hope, what was it like passing the ball and seeing her work her way back into the circle? And then Jana, just same thing. It just was really neat how all the players got together when she was warming up. You have Inter Santa playing, a lot of things going on. What was that like for both you guys?
Start with Hope, please.
It's huge. Jordy works her butt off, and this setback is not really a setback for her. And for her to come into this game and close it out, it was huge for our team and for the big first win.
Yeah, I'm so proud of Jordy for working really hard and getting back. And I knew that she was going to trust her abilities and let her defense work, and that's exactly what she did.
Go Jim.
James Hale, CBS Sports Radio in Oklahoma City. Hope, great job today. You looked like you were throwing hard. Talk about your performance today. How well did you feel like it went for you?
This is the biggest stage that anyone will ever play on, so I really stuck to my process. Deep breaths, slowing my heart rate down, and really focus on the game. Lindsay Elam had told me some advice before I came in, and look at the crowd once and then don't look at them again, and that's what I did.
Fantastic.
Go ahead.
Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoma. I have 2 completely different questions. So Hope and Riley, I hope you'll forgive me. Hope, you obviously transferred for this moment, this time of year. What was that like today to finally find yourself in that moment? And Riley, I'm wondering, to get that 3rd inning started, getting to this point has not been easy as you've come through injuries and different things. Are those things even anywhere in your mind at all as you think about today?
Start with Hope, please.
This is what I came here for, and to have all of the hard work. I know my teammates work day in, day out, and Coach Rocha prepares really well for this moment. And so just being here is like fulfilling a dream.
Riley?
Can you repeat your question?
Jenny asked
Patty, you rubbed off on her.
I told her, remember what you just said.
She freaked you out. Just to get that rally started in the 3rd, you've come through a lot to get back in the lineup, become a regular part of this team. And did you feel, was that anywhere in your head today? Just, man, I'm here. This is great. I'm playing great.
I think the biggest thing was just being present mainly, and I wasn't thinking about my injuries and stuff like that, but just being there in any way for my team and not focusing on anything on the outside, but staying clear on the path.
Joe?
Joe or better eyes in Oklahoma. Riley, when you got that double and you know you're slapping your hands on the dirt, what's going through your mind just as far as just, you know, it's still 1-0, you're still down, but you get that lead off. What's going through your head through that moment?
It hurt my hand. But firing at my teammates. I yelled, "I got you" to my teammates. So I think just trying to get something started.
Anything else for student athletes? All right, Riley, Jana, Tiara, Hope, thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Questions for Coach Gasso? Go ahead.
James Hale, CBS Sports Radio in Oklahoma City. Patty, great performance for you guys. When you're down 1-0, I'm curious what you're thinking because that changeup was working pretty well. So what's going through your mind as you're watching your team trying to adjust to that and battle back through there?
We just keep talking. We just have to keep telling them what the plan is, because it's one thing to work on it, practice, and another thing to be standing on the biggest stage and seeing it in person. So it was more about just trust what we're talking about. It's hard to sit, wait, you know, they're not used to that. They like to go free and they like to go fast. So really proud of them. They did a really good job. And Riley Boone was really the catalyst of all of this. And it just kind of bled into everybody else. Everybody else knew, okay, I've got to change. I must change. And you started to see what that looked like.
Once again, you're bottom of your lineup.
It is, yeah, very proud, yep.
Go over here.
Brian Chapman, All Sooners coach. Last year, you guys took the scenic route. How important is it to come out game one and yeah, to get that response, come out game one and set yourselves up?
Yeah, we want to take the private jet straight to our destination. It's big, first game. Anybody will tell you the first game is really the biggest because it sets you up for now, which is glorious. Thank you all the women back there that made that happen, that we get a day off and we get to refuel and rest and recoup and one thing that's really hard about this is if you lose, you got to go back and get your scouts and everything ready to turn around to play another game the next day. It's difficult. So now more than ever, it just really makes such a big difference. It can really help recovery and rest and so forth, but it also puts you on the right path so that you're not like, okay, we know we're playing tomorrow, we're playing the next day, we're playing the next day. So it's what every team wants, the way you want to start, this is what it looks like.
Clay?
Yeah, very quickly, 2 questions, but first one's yes, no. Are you guys in a position to see replays before you choose to challenge or not challenge?
No.
Cool. And also about those adjustments at the plate, it's sort of the same question. Were they as pronounced as you've got to walk in there looking for the change up and catch up to something else?
It's more about certain speeds. Be thinking this speed.
Okay.
More of that, because she can mix her speeds and her change ups as well. So.
Yeah.
Eric?
Patty, I want to ask you, is there a benefit, not a benefit in playing a team you're really familiar with at this point in the season? Of course, they know you like you know them, but what's your thought process going into playing Texas on Saturday?
I think it's a benefit. We know what we're dealing with. We know what to work on. We've seen it 3 times. Yeah, I definitely think it's a benefit. There's no surprises here.
Joe?
Patty, I know you weren't able to see it, but there were fans lining up to watch Jordy in the dugout during a World Series game. In the bullpen. Do you consider just the gravitational pull that some of your players have? I know it kind of goes back to just the increasingly popularity of the sport, but just when you look at this kind of new aspect of, I guess, maybe roster management, just the impact that Jordy has on the game, the impact that your players, just what's it like for you as a coach to kind of see that kind of excitement around your players?
Just standing out there today, it is 1:30 on a Thursday afternoon, and this place is packed, and both crowds are. So that alone is just no. I will admit I'm the oldest. I think I'm the oldest coach here. I'm the oldest coach here. So I've seen it. I've seen it for a long time. I've seen it for 28 years, and to see where we are now is just like chokes you up because you're like, whoa, no way, wow, this is unreal. And the cameras and the zip line and the everything, there's people everywhere, and it's unreal. Jordy, I'll say it until she's made differently, and people see that. You see that, and that's why you like this. You like the way she moves around the mound the way she does. You like when she hangs her arm out that way. You like her enthusiasm. You like the way she rips her mask off when she gets what she wants. She's very athletic, and she is extremely focused, and to see her doing what she's doing today is the biggest victory that we've had thus far this season.
I'm sorry, George.
I'm done.
Patty, I wanted to ask you a little bit more about the process of the adjustments there from the time that you're having the second inning ends until Riley steps to the plate. What was that like? What were the discussions like, and how that went about playing out?
It went from talking to stern conversation, and Jocelyn Allo jumped in, and that gets very stern and gets to a place where I need to walk away because I don't want to, like, we have a pretty straight-laced program, but when Jossie jumps in, she'll say it the way she means it. So I just step out so she can be herself, and the response was through the roof.
Joey?
Joey Helmer, 24/7 Sports. Patty, I think if people just casually look at a box score of this game, they might not see it, but the top of the third inning, Hope's battling Command a little bit, and she fights through to get that fly out to left, and then you guys explode. Just how big was that moment for her, and what do you think of her overall performance today on this stage?
Yeah, it was big for her. I was concerned a little bit because this is her first opportunity. When you're at another program, you're like I'm dreaming of this. I've been dreaming my whole life, and then here you are. What is it gonna look like? And those were the feelings that we were all like, what is this gonna look like? Thought she handled it like a champ. Not extremely pleased with the 5 walks, but we got ourselves out of a lot of that. To give up 1 hit against a team that can swing it is extremely impressive. So I thought she handled herself very, very well.
Jenny?
Patty, you mentioned Riley being the catalyst. I asked her about sort of the struggles of a couple years, and she might not be thinking about it, but how much does that resonate with you to see her do what she did today?
I can't even you can't probably see it in me when I'm on the field, but I am just celebrating internally because this is a young lady that has waited for an opportunity and been in and out of the lineup for a long time, including last year. So she's really started to solidify herself, very good on defense, struggled a bit the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I think she said it very clearly, like, I just had a clear path. I cleared everything away from what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling and just got focused in, and she's worked really hard to get there, and to see her go off like that is awesome, tremendous.
Graham Hayes?
This is sort of following up on Jenny's question, but
Where is he?
He's on Zoom.
on Zoom. You got 4 kids who grow up wanting to play for your program. So what is it about Riley? Why is she the one who ended up at Oklahoma?
The first time I saw Riley Boone, she was, well, not the first time, but what really captured me was, no disrespect to her high school, but she wasn't on a very good high school team. And she was pitching. And the team couldn't make plays sometimes. And she was just so like, we got this, don't worry. Just everything about her just resonated, like, I must have her. She's not a pitcher, but she's pitching for a high school team, and she's coaching our high school team. And in that moment, I'm like, I've got to fight hard to get this Riley Boone. I needed her. I wanted her for those kinds of heartfelt moments, like team player, and just, that's what I felt today. Is it kind of takes me back to what I saw before. It's just, she got on second and fired everybody up, and that's one thing about her besides her play. It's just her style, her emotion, her passion, her work ethic, her personality, her style is just so loyal to this program as well.
All right, sorry guys, last one over here.
Yeah, Patty, was there a certain set of circumstances before you pulled the trigger on Jordy, and were you at all nervous?
Not nervous. I was, and she wasn't, well, she probably was. I felt like I really wanted her to feel this atmosphere, especially going into Saturday, because her stuff is moving and it's working. I wasn't nervous. I knew with 2 outs we wanted to do it. I hope no one takes offense to that. I'm not trying to show off anything or anything like that. It's just really thinking ahead and strategizing as to a young lady who has been dying to get on this mound and struggling through it. To give her that opportunity was gold, and our team responded to it, and I wasn't trying to make a big deal out of it. It was purely to say, get a feel for what this feels like, so you'll be ready when we go again.
Is that why you're saying it's a victory?
I think so.
I mean,
Wait, did he
you
call
said-
your name?
No, nobody followed up with that, and I wanted you to jump into that and keep going to that.
Is it a victory she pitched?
No, you said at the end, they asked about Jody before, you said it was a great victory for you to get her back out there.
Yeah, absolutely. We need her, but these two pitchers have been crushing it. So adding Jordy to the mix and making you now train for 3 different pitchers instead of 2 is difficult for teams, but it was a victory just seeing her being able to pitch, because truly I didn't think she would be able to come back. So she's done everything right, and she's done it 24 hours a day, every day since it happened. So to see this going on is a victory.
Thank you, Coach
Thank
Gasso,
you.
we appreciate it.